Good morning. Hold on, I'm changing the measurements here because the measurements we're using today is a little different than we used yesterday. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Thursday morning. Good morning, Mandy. Good morning, Donna. Good morning, Martha. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. It's Thursday morning. Good morning, Laura. We are going to have some fun today. We are going to be doing a phone beanie stand, however we want to say it. That is what we are doing this morning. Good morning, Miss Amy. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Renee. Good morning, Erie. Good morning, Irie. It's Irie, right? I want to pronounce your name right. Irie. Good morning, Darla. Good morning, Ari. Awesome. Awesome. How are we all doing this morning? It's Thursday, y'all. It is Thursday. Y'all, we have had a productive week this morning. We have had a productive week. Good morning. We have had a productive week this week. And y'all, what have we done this week? So I think we started off with a bag. The bag turned out, good morning. I'm in love with this bag. We are going to make a few more of these bags because look at the corners. They just came out phenomenal. Thank you, Miss Renee. Thank you. Good morning, Miss Peach Angel. Good morning. These are awesome. We had fun making the bags, right? Well, that was fun. We didn't stop there, though. What did we do the next day? Well, what did we do? So then we moved on to doorstops. Yeah. And then, of course, we had to have some fun chicken ladies. I'm calling them chicken ladies. Whatever they are. They're fun chicken. It's a coffee chicken. So we did a coffee chicken and a deer doorstop. Those were kind of fun. We got beans in one and rice in the other one. So then yesterday, I don't know. I think yesterday may have been my funnest live this week. I had so much fun with y'all yesterday, and I want to say thank you to y'all. I want to say thank you to all y'all. I want to give a shout out to all y'all. Thank you, Erica. Good morning. I want to give a shout out to all y'all because I really appreciate all y'all joining me on the lives and having fun with this. Yeah, the doorstops were cool. So I couldn't do this without y'all, and I really enjoy all y'all. Good morning, Miss Lisa. So yesterday, what did you do yesterday? We started out with card holders. We're like, okay, we did a couple of card holders, but we finished that in 30 minutes, y'all. We finished that one in 30 minutes, and they turned out really cool. And I'm thinking I'm going to leave the Velcro because the Velcro seems to work out okay. You're making mini door stops for your dog. How cool is that? That is very cool, Miss Cynthia. Good morning, Miss Cynthia. Good morning. So then yesterday, so you made 6 card holders. Awesome. Cool as that. That is awesome. Very cool. I'm excited. When y'all learn how to do things that we do on the live. And sometimes we learn together. So yesterday, this is where I get excited because we went a little abstract yesterday. We went a little off kilter. So yesterday we decided, okay, we finished. Good morning, Miss Sherry. We finished with the card holders. Then what were we going to do? Well, we were on a card theme. So we decided to do this. Oh my gosh, I am so excited about this. But we didn't stop there. We went ahead and added a card holder to the inside also. But y'all, look what I did yesterday. So those DTF transfers I've been getting, I had them do my label. So I added that to the back of the card too. So good morning, Miss Nancy. I am in love with it. I think it turned out so cool. I think we're going to have to make some more of these. So then a card holder for the card, right? So then we did a postcard. The postcard was fun too. How fun is that, right? I have to say, it has been a great week so far. And we're going to have some more fun today. So I know on the agenda for today is a phone stand. So we are going to do a phone stand, but I got a surprise after that phone stand because I don't think it's going to take that long to do the phone stand. I only have so much rice. So I only have about enough rice to do one phone stand. So after the phone stand, we're going to go a little abstract again. You can thank Miss Cynthia for this one because she sent me an idea this morning and I'm like, you know what? We're going to have a little fun with that today. We are going to have a little fun with that today. So as you noticed, yes, surprises, Miss Erica, surprises. As you notice, I changed the width of the fabric on there. We're doing 12 by 5 today for the phone stand. So that is a piece of fabric. You only need one piece of fabric. You can use, yes, sipping coffee too. You got to sip. I'm hiding him because I'm trying not to get dinged. So that is, hold on, let me look and see if it has the size. I think it's just a 1/4 inch. I think it's 1/4 inch is what it is. I think is what the size of it is, but let me look. Hold on. I'm going to grab one out and see if it actually has the measure. It may have the measurements on it. I don't remember if it does or not, but if not, I can send you an LINK. So let me see. That one, it does not say, but I think it's like a, send me a message. Send me a message, always smiling, as a reminder, and I'll get that to you. And that way you can see exactly where I got them. So, okay. So let's get going, guys. I have not cut the fabric for today. So I have some 12-inch squares, and we're going to have some fun with this fabric. So I got a layer cake, and we're going to go purple. We're going to go purple. I like purple, y'all. I like purple, and this is actually going to go to Miss Lisa, my friend that's on here. So, Miss Lisa, how about that color? You like this color, okay? You want purple or blue? I'm going to let you pick, Miss Lisa. You want purple or blue? Da-doom, da-doom, da-doom. Miss Lisa, you on here? Blue. You want blue. Okay. I thought about that and I'm like, you like blue. So we're going to go with blue. Okay. So what we're going to do, this is a 12-inch square. So this is a 12-inch square. So what I'm going to do is I need a 12 by 5, as you see. So we actually could probably get 2 pieces of fabric off of this one that is 12 by 5. But like I said, I've only got so much rice. It took a lot more rice to make that door stop than I realized last time. So, but that's okay. That's okay. So what we're going to do is this is 12 inches. So then I need to cut 5 inches off of it. So what we're going to do is, and I'm going to kind of clean my space this weekend, probably on Sunday, because I have a busy weekend until then. But I have like everything going here. We've had so much fun this week. Oh, we had so much. Oh, we also made this week. I forgot. We made this one this week too. So that was fun too. We may have to do that one again. We might have to do that one again because that one was a lot of fun. And look at isn't that cool? Lions, I'm telling you, lions or leopards, whatever. I think it's a lion. It looks like a lion to me. I don't know. So anyways, back to the thing. So, right. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut 12 by 5. Like I said, this is you can get another drink of coffee. Don't forget your coffee, y'all. So we're going to trim this to 12 by 5. So I'm going to line this up here. Line this up. I'm excited. This is going to be a fun one. This is going to be fun. Good morning, Miss Jackie, my lovely daughter-in-law. How are you? Okay, so this is a 12-inch square, and as you see up on the screen, we need 12 by 5. So we're going to go 12 by 5. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 31. I need to flip my ruler around. That way it's actually on the right side. That way when I'm going this way, it's actually counting the correct way. But that's okay. That's okay. So we need 12 by 5. So we're going to put that back over there. We're going to grab the pressing mat. So we are making a phone beanie this morning. So it's a phone stand for your, so you know how on your desk you need something for your phone to sit on? So we're making a phone beanie this morning, ma'am. So I'm going to grab that pressing mat. So here is your 12 by 5. This is a 12 by 5. And so you have your wrong sides of your fabric. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this 12 by 5 and you're going to fold it in half. you're going to fold it in half like this. We're going to turn that iron on. I forgot to turn the iron on, y'all, so we're going to turn this iron on. Let that iron heat up. So what we've done is we've taken and cut a 12-inch by 5-inch piece of fabric. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, you know me, I'm always using myself for the wall. So we're going to take, thanks for the follows. So we're going to take this and we're going to fold it in half like this. And then what we're going to do is you're just going to fold on each side, just a little bit on each side like this, and press it. So we're going to, once this iron heats up real quick, we'll get it pressed this way, right in half. And remember, right sides together. You want to make sure that you have right sides together on there. So we're going to fold this in half like that. We'll come back over here to the pressing mat. Back over here. And I've got a wool pressing mat here, so sometimes I miss my ironing board, y'all. Sometimes I miss the ironing board. Okay. And y'all, there's a sneak peek at what we're going to do later. That's just a sneak peek. I'm giving you a sneak peek, but I'm not telling you what we're doing, though. So, okay. So we're going to press this here. So this is 12 by 5. 12 by 5 on that. So now we're going to take, and we're going to come this way. And we are just going to kind of fold the fabric up. This is so your seams. So your seams is okay. So you're just going to fold it up just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's like, I don't know, 3/8 inch, somewhere around there. So we're going to flip it over the other way. And then you're just going to meet the exact same width on that other one. That's why you go ahead and fold it in half, press it, and then you do the sides. Then you do the little side here. And here, I'll show you here. So we folded it in half, folded that in half, and then we had that one there. So there you go. Did you have a question, Miss Jackie? What was the question? Oh, there we go. We're not doing doorstop today, Miss Cynthia. We're doing the phone beanie today. Phone holder, yes. Hey, Darla. So, okay. So now we've, as you see, we put a fold on this side and we've put a fold on this side. So now what we need to do is we need to mark an inch. So we need to mark an inch over here. So we're going to put this down. I'm going to press that seam down again. This is going to be pretty, Miss Lisa. I like the blue color. I like the blue color. It's going to be pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. So now what we're going to do, we have the opening up here. So we have this where we folded those seams up here. So now what we need to do is we need to come over here and we need to mark an inch. We need to mark an inch. And remember on these rulers, I kind of gave y'all a pointer yesterday. We're going to go over that again. Sometimes, I don't know. You need more coffee, Miss Cynthia. Drink some more coffee. So I went over the rulers yesterday on the measurements on the rulers. Sometimes, you know, sometimes when you're just getting new to sewing and trying to understand the measurements on the ruler, sometimes that can be very intimidating. You're like, it'll say, you need a 1/4 inch. I'm like, what the heck is a 1/4 inch? So you have these rulers. So you have the lines up here. So you see these lines that we have here? So 1 block is 1 inch. 1 block is 1 inch. So if you take those lines, you see the lines they have here? So that first line is a 1/4 inch. Your next line is a 1/2 inch. Your next line is 3/4 of an inch. And then you go to the other side, that's 1 inch. So you have 1 inch square. And just again, 1/4 inch first line, 1/2 inch next line, 3/4 of an inch the following line, and then your inch. So for the most patterns you use, you go with a 1/4 inch here, a 1/2 inch, you know. So each one of those marks on there is like a 1/4 inch. So makes it the easiest way. My husband showed me that and I'm like, oh my gosh, after he explained that, I'm like, I can actually do this now. You know, that's where the patterns get intimidating because, you know, they're like, well, do a 1/4 inch here. And I'm like, what the heck's a 1/4 inch? Or do a 3/4 of an inch. I don't know what 3/4 inch is either. So, but that's okay. Now we know. Now we know. So, but what we need to do here, sorry, back to here. We're going back this way. Sorry, we get off kilter here for a minute, and then we were like, ah. So what we're going to do, so we have this here, and again, what we've done is we've taken 12 by 5, folded in half, and then we've taken and folded just a little bit of it on top on both sides. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take over here and we're going to measure up an inch. So you're going to go from the bottom and measure up an inch and just mark it. We're just going to mark that right there. So mark that. So then what we're going to do is you have your opening here. So that now we're going to stitch down this way, and don't stitch past that opening. You need to leave the opening open. And then we need to stitch down this way. That's a good way to do it too, Cynthia. That is a good way to do it too. So I forgot to turn sewing machine on. We got to turn the sewing machine on. So my sewing machine, Miss Husky, takes a little while to start up. So we're going to start her up. So how's everybody's morning going? Where's everybody at this morning? Where are we all from this morning? I am in Arizona. We are in Arizona. It's a little chilly outside this morning. So we are here in Arizona. And yesterday we had people from everywhere. It was the coolest thing. We even had somebody from Canada, which is very cool. That was my first person from Canada. So yay! Plains, Georgia. Welcome from Georgia. Arizona, Mississippi, New Orleans. Y'all. Teddy Boo, you are next door to Miss Cynthia there. I'm in Florida, and we are 47 this morning. Very cool. Minnesota, South Carolina, Arkansas, Texas. Y'all, we got people from everywhere. Good morning, good morning. How you doing this morning, Bets? Texas, Maryland. I got friends in Maryland, Ohio. Very cool, very cool. Awesome, awesome. Good morning from Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome from Atlanta, Georgia. Y'all, my boys were born in Georgia. Both my boys were born at Fort Stewart, Hawaii. Welcome from Hawaii. Oh my gosh, how awesome is that? Very cool. Welcome, welcome, ma'am. North Carolina. Very cool. We are having fun this morning, y'all. Move my chair out of the way. Welcome to the live, y'all. Georgia is also 46 this morning. Wow, very cool. Good morning. 36 in central Minnesota. Y'all, that's a little chilly. Miss Sally. Little bit chilly. I don't know what the temp is this morning here. Lisa, what's your temperature over there? Lisa's about, my friend Lisa, she's about an hour from me. We're moving over to the sewing machine here, y'all. So we're going to go back over the instructions again on what we've done. So again, we've got a 12 by 5 inch piece of fabric, 12 by 5 inch piece of fabric. So here's our 12 by 5. 46. Okay. So we've taken the 12 inch piece of fabric, 12 by 5, and we are folding that 12 by 5 inch piece of fabric in half. And then we added another fold to the top of both sides up there. Okay. So then once we've done that, we went and we took on the bottom side, we took and measured up an inch. We took and measured up an inch on this side. Sorry about that. We took and measured up an inch and we marked that inch. So now what we're going to do is we are going to stitch. So we're going to stitch down this side all the way to that line. Don't stitch past that line because we need to leave an opening because we're going to be adding it's a little bit of rice, a little bit of stuffing. And I did grab my stuffing out of the shed, y'all. So we're good. So again, we're going to stitch down this side to that line. And then we're going to come on this side and we're going to stitch all the way down. So now let's go ahead and go to the sewing machine right quick. And we're saying good morning to Miss Husky. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're going to use her today. We're going to flip you over. There we go. And we're going to need to turn your speed down. I have to say, look at this. So this is where she starts out. She starts out at high speed, y'all. And that is like really, really fast. Check this out. I'm going to show y'all something. I'm going to show y'all how fast she starts out. Just to show you. This is why I turn it down. This is why I turn it down. So watch this. So she'll just, she like rolls. I'm like, okay, that's just a little bit too fast. Just a little bit too fast. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it down. We're going to turn her down because that gets rolling really fast. I mean, it still stitches really pretty, but so we're going to turn her down, turn it down. Okay. So again, so we're going to stitch down to that line on the one side, and I'm going to put a starter. I put these starters that way it doesn't have that fabric bunch at the first of it. So, and we're just doing a 1/4 inch seam here, y'all. We're just doing a 1/4 inch seam on this, and we're going to do a back stitch at that line. So we're going to back up. Okay, stop. Cut that one. Good morning, good morning. How are you? Okay, so we've stitched down this line. So now we're going to come down to the other side. Where'd my scissors go? Scissors, scissors, scissors. Where'd my scissors go? Scissors, scissors, scissors. So we're going to come to the other side here, and we're going to stitch down this side too. So we're going to have that starter one. And again, we're just doing a 1/4 inch seam here, y'all. Just a 1/4 inch seam down this. And this one we're sewing all the way down. You don't stop at that 1 inch mark on this one. Then we're going to go back over to the table here. Hot flash, hot flash. Hot flash is killing me, y'all. Okay, back here. Okay, so now, thanks for the follows, y'all. Good morning. So we are making a phone stand. So you know how you have your desk, you're sitting at your desk and you're trying to find your phone. Like Miss Lisa was saying yesterday, it's hidden under papers. You don't know where it is. How close to the starter? Oh, pretty close. So I'll show you on the next one. So what I do is I start sewing with it, and then maybe, I mean, not even an 1/8 of an inch. So as long as there's a room for you to be able, just make sure you're not sewing the two together or putting this one on top of that one. You just need a spot in the middle to be able to cut that thread. So it makes I'll tell you, it makes it really nice for you because you don't have that bunch. You know how sometimes you'll start the fabric and it like bunches on there. So this one didn't have the bunch on it. Or you start the fabric and you have like the threads come out. You don't have that problem here. As you see, it goes all the way to the end and sews right off of there. So I have a starter and a stopper on mine. So works out really well. So I learned that from a quilting lady. I gotta turn that heater off. I learned it from a quilting lady that I took a class with years ago. So ever since then, I have always had a starter and a stopper. So just use some scrap pieces of fabric there. So anyways, so where are we at? Oh, so just as a repeat, we folded that fabric, we folded the edges, we measured 1 inch, and then we took and so then we measured 1 inch, so we left that open there. So now what we're gonna do is you have the opening here. So you gotta remember where that opening is. But what we need to do now is we need to draw that line here. So we're gonna come back over here. I'm gonna get my handy dandy thing here. So we have the opening here. Yeah, it's nice to have. Once you start using them, you're always going to use them there. So you have your openings here. So now we have that inch there. So now what we need to do is you need to take that ruler. We're going to take that ruler and we're going to draw a line here. And I'm going to line it up on my measuring thing. That way we have a straight line. You want to try and have a straight line because we're going to try and stitch a straight line here too, y'all. We're going to try and stitch a straight line. So we're going to line this up. You're gonna line it up. I'm gonna take this marker and I'm gonna draw a line there. So now we need to come up. I do not, ma'am. I am sorry. I do not have an example of what it's gonna look like. I apologize, Miss Vanessa. Thank you for the follow. Thanks for the follow. So now we need to come up just, I don't know, like a 1/4 inch from there. So we're going to go up a 1/4 inch from there and we're going to draw another line. We are going to draw another line here. So we're going to draw another line there. Okay. So now what we've done is we've taken and we've drawn a line, and then we've gone up just a little bit. Thanks for joining, Miss Lisa. Thanks for joining. So we're drawing a line here, and then we've gone up a 1/4 inch, and we've drawn another line. So now we're going to go back over to the sewing machine, and we're going to stitch those 2 lines. This is going to give it, you know how you, this is going to give it, because you're going to fill the top, but you want it to actually, and we're going to have a bottom filled with rice. So it's going to give it that little, I don't know, that corner where it kind of corners up. So I don't know how to explain myself, but hopefully I'm explaining myself soon. Good morning. Oh, we are making, good morning, good morning. No apologies needed. Make sure you're drinking your coffee, y'all. Get your coffee out there. Thanks for the shares, Marie. Thank you, thank you. So we're going to get a drink of coffee here. So gotta have coffee, gotta have coffee. Okay. So we're going to go back to the sewing machine here. Again, we've taken a 12 by 5. I put the measurements of the fabric. Took a 12 by 5 piece of fabric. We took and folded it in half. We have gone and put a fold on both sides, and then we measured an inch up. Measured an inch up. So then we sewed down here to that inch mark, and then we sewed, whoops, 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 and then we sewed down all the way down the other side. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stitch down that line we just drew, and then come a 1/4 inch over and then stitch that down. All right. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't even know about it. Shoot me a message on that one, Coolest Dad. Shoot me a message. I have been so crazy busy that I don't even realize all these other things going on. So, okay. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow. So now what we're going to do again, we're going to stitch down these 2. This is going to give it that kind of that corner thing. So I'm going to give it that corner little thing. So, and I'll show you the one that had the indention. Thank you, Dolly. See, y'all help me out. Y'all help me out here. So I will show you the person that had the question about how far I go between the starter and the stopper. Before I cut it off, I'll show you here. So we're going to go ahead and start here, and we're just going to try and follow that line. We're going to try and follow that line here. Hopefully I can sew a straight line. Hopefully I can sew a straight line. And the nice thing is you have your needle down on here. When you have your needle down, you just, when you're done sewing, you kind of turn it. You can see how it just turns here. And then you just trim that, the thread there. So here is your starter and stopper. So as you can see, it's just a piece of thread in there. So then when you come in here, you're just trimming it off. Just trimming it off like that. So you're not, it doesn't sew the fabrics together on both sides. It's just like a couple stitches in between the 2 of them. Just a couple stitches in between the 2 of those. Okay, so we've stitched one line. We have stitched one line. Now we're going to go ahead and stitch that other one to give it an indent. Thanks for the word. Thanks for the word. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and stitch down this one here. And I'm using the middle mark on this foot to follow this line, hopefully to sew a straight line. It's my goal. And again, you just stop and then turn it, and then just grab those scissors and just cut that piece of thread there. And then you're cutting your piece of thread here. Okay. Now we're going back over here, y'all. Now we're going back over here. Okay, again, y'all always go on walkabouts with me. So, like I said, I'm in a fifth wheel camper, so that's why we're always going on walkabouts, because we kind of got to move things around. So, okay. So, just to go back over what we've done. We took that 12 by 5 inch fabric, folded it in half, folded a fold on top and bottom. We measured an inch up. We stitched down to that inch, stitched all the way down. Then we measured an inch up, drew a line, 1/4 inch up from that, drew another line, and we've stitched both those. So now what do we need to do? We need to turn it inside out. So we're going to turn this inside out. So we're going to take, did I do that wrong? Tell me I didn't do that wrong. I don't think I did. I did, didn't I? I am a knucklehead, y'all. I was supposed, dadgum. Guess what, guys? I was supposed to turn it before I sewed it. Good morning, Miss Debbie. Good morning. Good morning. See what we're doing, y'all? This is what happens. See, y'all see the real things that happen when you're sewing, because sometimes you forget to do a step. This is what happens. So then you get your handy dandy. Get your coffee out, y'all. We're taking a break. Get your coffee out. We're taking a break for a minute because Miss Carrie forgot to turn before we sewed. I forgot to turn before we sewed. So now we are going to have fun with the seam ripper for a minute, but that's okay. Get your coffee out, y'all. This won't take 2 seconds. I promise. I promise. And again, thanks for hanging out. We have people from everywhere here this morning. We have somebody from Hawaii. Welcome from Hawaii. Absolutely, Vilma. Absolutely. And then we hope to not do it again, right? We hope to not do it again, but that's okay. It is completely okay. We are going to get this out. So we got one line out. We got one line out. Exactly. So, but this right here shows that, you know, doesn't matter how long you've been sewing, because I've been sewing for a lot of years, over 40 years. Yeah, what time is it in Hawaii? Who's ever here from Hawaii? What time is it in Hawaii? I said it's 5 o'clock here, so 5 o'clock here. Good morning. Good morning. How's y'all's weeks gone? 2:05. Wow, that is early. Wow. And I thought I was early. I get up at 1 a.m., but, you know, that's still a little early. So thanks for the pumpkins. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for the pumpkins. 5 in Los Angeles. You should be sleeping. Well, thanks for being on. I appreciate you hanging out with us. Thank you for being on. I appreciate all y'all. I appreciate all y'all here. So we are going to get this. Hold on. I need to pay attention to what I'm doing so we can get this and move on to the next step. We'll turn it before we stitch again. So we're going to turn this. 8 o'clock in Virginia. Y'all. 8 o'clock. Okay. So get these. Okay. Da-doom. Da-doom. I used to get so mad when I had to seam rip, but you know what? It's part of the process. It's okay. 6 a.m. in Colorado. Welcome from Colorado. Where are you at in Colorado? We lived in Colorado. My husband was actually born in Colorado for quite a few years. So welcome, welcome. 7 a.m. in Iowa. Welcome from Iowa. Okay. So now, before you go stitching that, we're gonna flip this around. We are going to flip this around. We're gonna turn it inside out before we go stitching again. So. Turn it inside out. Turn it, turn it. Okay. 8 a.m. Northeast Colorado. Very cool. We were over on the western slope by Montrose. Over on the western slope by Montrose. Okay. So now we've turned this inside out. We've turned it inside out here. 8 a.m. in Massachusetts. You'd love to be on Hawaii. Ah, fun, fun. Okay. So now we've got this turned inside out, but we have that hole there too. So now we need to go and draw that line again. We need to draw the line again because we're going to stitch it again. So means Miss Carrie's a knucklehead this morning. Like, oh, hello, hello. So we are going to come here and we're going to draw these lines again. So we're going to come up an inch, which the inch is right there. So there's the line. We're going to come up just about a 1/4 inch here and draw another line. And I'm eyeballing that 1/4 inch, y'all. Doesn't have to be perfect. As y'all find out, I am not a perfectionist. So, okay. So now we have drawn that 1 inch line again. Repeat. We're doing a repeat, y'all. So I've drawn that 1 inch line again, gone up 1/4 inch, drawn that 1 inch line. We're going to go back over to the sewing machine and try this again. Just in case y'all didn't get it last time, we're just going to do it again. Okay. So here we go. Comment all you want to, y'all, please. I like comments. And I don't mind answering questions. And if I miss it, I will get back and try and get you again. So please feel free to ask all the questions. No, we're not stitching in between. We are actually stitching on the line. So we're going to stitch on that 1 inch line. And then we're going to come up a 1/4 inch and we're going to stitch on that other line. So yeah, we got to stitch both of them. You got to stitch both of the lines. That way it gives it that indent. Is that what that was the word, right? Indent? Yeah. Yep. So please ask. Please ask. I do not mind you asking. Thanks for the follows. Good morning. Good morning. How we doing this morning? How are we doing? Okay. So we're gonna try this again. We're gonna try this again. But that's okay. We had fun. You got a seam rip every once in a while. That's part of sewing. That is literally part of sewing, y'all. So it's okay. It is okay. Okay. So now we're going to do, as you can see, we've stitched down that line. Now we're going to stitch down that other long. So, sweetie, I'm 51 years old. So over 40 years, y'all. Because I started stitching with my mom years ago, so. Yep. Yeah. Long time. Long time. So we're going to stitch down this other line. Okay. Let's try this again. Oh my gosh. Good morning. Good morning. How we doing? Thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for joining. Okay. So we're going to go back over to this one. We're going to try this again. Okay. Here we go. So we've stitched. Good morning. So we have our opening here. We have our opening here. So now what would you do in May, Miss Vilma? It is in May. So we have our opening here. So this right here is where we need to put, this is make it interesting. And I'm thinking I may use a piece of paper because I don't have a funnel, y'all. I don't have a funnel. Actually, I might have, I don't know. So we're going to try on a treadle machine. Very cool. Very cool. Treadles are fun. Treadles are a lot of fun. So we're going to try. We're going to try it. We're going to try and make our own funnel. Could you sew that? Oh, you could. That's a possibility. You could totally do it. I don't know. Because I think it needs that middle fold though. I don't know. We'll see how it works. So we are making a fold. We're making a fold, what you call it? A fold. Ha! Talking about folds. A phone stand. We are making a phone stand. The phone stand that sits on your, what do you call it? On your desk. So that's fun. That's an embroidery I made. So wake up, lady. So that one's fun. That is actually hanging on a wall. That is gonna go in there. Okay, so we're making our own funnel, y'all. I need a piece of tape. I need a piece of tape. I'm hoping my funnel works. Hoping my funnel works. Right? Isn't that fun? I'll have to tell y'all that joke one day. I'll have to tell y'all that joke one day. Maybe I'll tell you today. It's a fun joke. It's a fun joke. Okay, so we've made our own funnel. I don't have a funnel. No, I do not need to sew one side because we'll have a next step. So we have the opening here. This side is closed. So you have the opening here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and put my funnel that I created inside of here. Thanks for asking though. And we're going to put that there. Please work. Yay! Haha. It worked. It worked. All right. Here we go. So now what we're going to do, we're going to take rice. we're going to take rice here. And I'm just putting it in my hand here. Are you going to work? Hey, it worked, y'all. Oh my gosh, that actually worked. I'm excited. So now we've got, okay, so we filled this. So this has got rice in it. So this is going to be kind of where your phone sits. It keeps it from sliding off here. So that is where it's going to go. So what we need to do now, we need to put a clip on here. We need to put a clip on here. That way it keeps it from, we're going to put 2 clips on here just for right now. Just for right now, because we're going to do this and then we'll go over to the sewing machine. Okay, so we've gotten that filled up. So now what we need to do is we need to turn it this way, but we need to come and go this way with it. And my stitches came out a little bit. My stitches came out. That's right. We'll be okay. We should be, hold on. I need to fix my stitch. This is one of those days that things are just coming unsewed. Hold on. Let me fix this right quick. Don't go nowhere. Da-doom, da-doom, da-doom. Okay. Hold on. I had to stitch that real quick. Okay. So now what we've done, so we have that. Now we need to turn it sideways like this. And we're going to put it this way. So you're going to line up that center seam there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to stitch across that way, and we're going to leave an opening though. We got to have leaving an opening because we're going to put some more rice in there, and we're going to add some batting, or not batting, but stuffing in there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to clip this, and y'all, this is the first time me making this. So y'all are making this with me, and we are trying this out. So we're going to put a clip there and put a clip here, and I need to mark, well, we're just gonna make sure that I don't. Okay, so we're gonna leave a little bit bigger. We're gonna leave like, I don't know, 1.5 inches opening. We're gonna leave 1.5 inches open. So we're gonna come a stitch across here, and then we're gonna come and stitch and close that bottom one. So let's go back over and sew. Make sure that I'm okay. Just making sure that I'm going the right way. So making sure I'm going the right way here, so stay there. Da-doom, da-doom, da-doom. Okay, so we're going to stitch this. We're going to leave an opening there. Going to leave an opening. Okay, so we're leaving that one open. And now I'm going to stitch this one closed. Okay, so we have that, and how is that? Ew. Trying to figure out how this is going to actually work. Oh, whoops. I just literally pulled that off there. Get back on there. I pulled the stand right off there. Okay, so now we have this opening here, and we need to add some more rice here because we've stitched that one closed. So we have our bottom piece. This is where the actual phone is going to sit. Trim the thread off here. Da-doom, da-doom. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit more. That way, yeah, so I'm putting some rice in here, and then I'm going to add some stuffing, some polyfill. Yes, I'm calling it stuffing. We're making Thanksgiving dinner. So yes, we'll be putting polyfill in here too. Yeah, yep. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our lovely funnel I made. Glad I made a funnel here, y'all. And I'm making a mess with rice. I should have grabbed we just want to we're putting rice. I'm going to have to vacuum. That's bad. So we're putting rice into the bottom of it to give it a little weight in the bottom. And then we will fill it up with, the polyfill. So just a little bit of the rice. Yep, I'm going to be vacuuming. A little bit more. Okay. So now I have that rice in there. So now what we're going to do is take polyfill. Thank you for that. So now we'll take polyfill and we'll fill this up. I'm going to grab some polyfill. Let me get this rice. Close this up before we make a mess with rice here. Okay. So we've added rice in here. So now we're going to take some of this and we're going to come this way. I'm going to shove this in here, or try to. Da-doom, da-doom. I'm really making this look really hard, y'all, and I'm sorry. I don't mean to. Thanks for the follows, y'all. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for hanging out this morning. So we are making a phone beanie stand this morning. And I do have a surprise for everybody afterwards of another project that we're going to have fun making. I got to turn my other machine on. First, I'm trying to shove polyfill in here. Okay. Now we need, how much more do we need? Because that is, actually it works. Do you see that? It works. Oh my gosh, it actually works. It's probably enough. Probably enough. I think that's enough. I think that's enough. So now what we got to do is stitch that closed. So we'll go back over to the, yay, right? It worked. And how cute. How cute. I think Miss Lisa will love it. I think Miss Lisa will love it. So now I'm going to go ahead and go and stitch that closed, and we're done with it. We are done with it. How fun. How fun. Cute. So the piece of fabric was a 5x12. 5x12 on there. And then, yeah, it's stitched out pretty cool. So let's go ahead and I'm going to just turn y'all this way. And I'm just going to stitch this closed right quick. Stitch this closed. Okay, there we go. She is all sewed. How cute. Very What'd y'all think? Not too bad, right? Not too bad. Something easy to make within, I don't know, 45 minutes, 30, 45 minutes. So I'm sure once you make a few of them, it's probably a little easier. And if you didn't have to seam rip something out, right? But that's okay. That is okay. Okay. Y'all want to move to the, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So let's move to the fun project or the surprise. Not really fun because this was fun too. How about we turn the other sewing machine on and I will show y'all the surprise. Can you see the top? Absolutely. So the top is got, it's just all stitched together. So that is the top. It's like, it's like a miniature beanbag. It is literally like a miniature beanbag. It's kind of cool. And you could have some fun with different, can you put yourself? Yeah, absolutely. 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 Stay there. I'm almost thinking, here, I'm going to take y'all off there that way you can see. Flip you around. Flip camera. Okay. So there. Works out pretty good. Works out pretty good. Yeah, I'm thinking more rice. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it may have needed a little bit more stuffing of rice in that bottom one, but I think it still works okay. Still works okay because I'm moving the phone around and it's not going anywhere. So 1/4 inch, yes, 1/4 inch. So you did an inch down, so you did an inch over, and then a 1/4 inch from that. And then created that fold. So worked out pretty good. Worked out pretty good. Not too bad. That was kind of fun. Worked out pretty good. Not too bad. That was kind of fun. Fun, yeah, right? Fun little quick project. Fun little quick project. Okay, let me get y'all hooped back on here. See, I'm hooping y'all again. I'm hooping y'all again. No, do not cancel. No. Okay, so now we are going to do a surprise. I have a surprise. Kind of like we did a surprise yesterday. Thank you for the goal. Thank you for the goal. You guys are awesome. We are already over 16K today. Thank you for everything. I appreciate y'all. I really appreciate y'all. Let's do this. Let's create a new goal. Set up a new goal on here. And da-doom, 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 da-doom. Where is those? I don't know what that is. Those are cool. Let's do some autumn love. How about that? We'll do some autumn love. There we go. I like autumn. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn on this other sewing machine. Let me turn that on right quick and I'll let y'all know what we're going to do. Let y'all know what we're going to do because we're going to have a little fun. We are going to have a little fun, y'all. Move that out of the way. And this is something new that we're going to try too. This is something new we're going to try too. So I'm going to turn that on right quick. I'm going to move the cell phone holder. That's kind of cool. That is kind of cool. We're going to put Miss Seam Ripper up. We're going to put Miss Seam Ripper up. So thank y'all. Thank y'all. Y'all are awesome. Okay. So let me. Okay. So we are going to have some fun with some circles. We're going to have some fun with some circles. We're going to take some 10-inch. So 10-inch circles. We have 10. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you. So we have 4 10-inch circles. We're going to see if I can figure this out. We've got 4 10-inch circles and we're going to create a square out of these 4 10-inch circles. And what I've done is I've taken a piece of fabric and then some, I was going to put some really low loft batting, but I couldn't find it. So I just put a piece of flannel. So I have a piece of cotton fabric and then a piece of flannel fabric sandwiched together. And then I've folded that circle. So this is an actual circle here that I've cut, and then I folded it in half like this, and we're going to see if we can figure this out. We are going to see if we can figure this out because I'm hoping that I can figure this out because there was, let's see, I think, hold on, because I think I put it, you're going to see what we're going to make here. Yay! You guys are awesome. You guys are just rocking the goals. Rocking. We'll set up a new goal. Set up a new, I don't know what a balloon crown. Balloon crown. Whatever the balloon crown is, we'll add a few of them on there. We'll go 20. I don't know what those are. That's what they're recommending, so we're going to go there. Okay. So, let me see if I can find, because I want y'all to see. I can pull up Doom. Oh. So, this is what we're doing. We're going to see if we can create that square. That is what we're going to do. So, it didn't have any instructions on it when she sent it to me, so we're going to see if we can figure that out. Ah, how cool is that? Okay, now that is cool. That one is cool. Okay, so we are going to take these. So we're going to take that one this way, this one this way, this one this way, because I'm thinking it has to go like that. I'm almost thinking, do these need to go inside of the fold? Because if we did inside the fold, I'm thinking, yeah, I think it needs to go inside of the fold. And then this one inside this fold. I said we're going to have fun this morning on this one. We're going to see if we can get this to actually work. Hopefully. Hopefully. We're going to see. And then we're going to go use my favorite stitch over there. We're going to go use my favorite stitch. Okay, so there's that one. So we get that one there, and we are going the wrong way. Going the wrong way. This one needs to come in here. I'm talking to myself here, y'all. I'm sitting here talking to myself. I apologize. Okay, so we need to come that way with that one. I don't know if this is... That leaves an opening in the middle. That one leaves an opening. I don't think you need to put them on there. I think what will happen... Maybe? Okay, I think I got it. I think I finally got it, y'all. Okay, maybe. I'm sitting there trying to figure this out. Good morning, good morning. Okay. There, there, there. We may just have to trim off a little bit, but that's okay. So I'm going to take clips. Because once we do this, then we're going to have to bind the side of it. Bind the side of it. I don't know. I just thought it looked cool, and I still have that variegated thread in my machine. So, okay, we're gonna try that. What do you think? I think that's gonna look cool. So then we'll take and we'll stitch across like this, and then kind of stitch across like that, and then flip it over, and we'll see what we need to stitch on the other side. Right? Yes, absolutely, Miss Cynthia. Absolutely. Okay. So yeah, I think we're going to take this to the sewing machine. We may have to adjust it once we get it over here. So we're coming this way. We are coming this way. I'm going to flip y'all around. Flip y'all around. Okay. Yeah, if you have a request for next next week's lives, let me know, because we have one day taken for doing the chicken quilt. Hot pad. This would be a hot pad. This would be a hot pad. Hot pod, hot pod. You are very welcome. Ask all the questions you want, y'all. Ask all the questions you want. I don't mind. Okay. So we're going to do my favorite stitch, y'all. My favorite stitch is a double blanket stitch. So we're going to have fun with that. And I've got some variegated thread in there. So we're going to have some fun with some variegated threads. So what we're going to do is we're going to stitch. We're going to come here. Stay there. Cool, right, Cynthia? Y'all can thank Cynthia for this one, because she sent me a thing with these, and I'm like, oh, let's have some fun this morning. A reversed applique sweatshirt. Huh. Possibly. We may be trimming this. I don't know. This may just end up an abstract thing because it is not going together completely like it. I'm thinking it should have, but that's okay. I know, this is one of those made-up things, y'all. This is one of the made-up ones. We're going to come back this way. Sometimes our ideas work, sometimes our ideas don't work. And I'm not quite sure about this one, but we're going to finish it, whatever we're doing. So we're going to see what it turns out like after we get it all stitched here. Okay, back. We got 2 more stitches here. 2 more stitches. Come across this way. The colors are pretty together. We may have to do something with these colors. We may have to do something with these colors. We may do a quilt square. We might just do a quilt square with it. Because y'all, we're still going to have quite a bit of time here. Oh, I can show you. I can show you. Okay, we're going to go back. We're going back to the cutting thing because it turned out cool, but it's not quite square. So we're going to go square this up. We are going to go square this up. I think we'll square it up. And then once we get it all squared up, we will maybe bind it. Maybe bind it. I don't know. Or I can show y'all how to do another quilt square. I can show y'all how to do another quilt square because it turned out okay. Kind of like in the curves. Thank you, Miss Dolly. Thank you. Thank you. I like the colors. I like the curves. Let's see what size of square. I think that one. Ooh. So we're going to get a 10-inch square out of this, y'all. We are going to get a 10-inch square. So we are going to cut. We're going to cut a 10-inch square. Quite a few layers there, so. Turned out kind of cool. Actually, not bad. Not bad. Like I said, pot holder. Works good for a pot holder. Pot holder, trivet, something to throw your hot casserole dishes on. Nice, Miss Debbie. I think it's cool. I don't know. Kind of cool. All right. Okay. Shall we bind it right quick, or should I show y'all how to make another quilt square? Because I got some fun fabric. We can do another quilt square. It is a, no, it's a, hold on. It's a, Martelli. I have to be careful what I say because I get dinged, so. Bind it. Okay. Another square. How about, we can do both. We can do both. Tell you what. I'm going to grab, we're going to grab a purple square. We're going to do both. We will do both. I'm going to grab purple. What color do you guys, purple and yellow? How about purple and yellow? We can do purple and yellow together. So we're going to do both. We will bind it and we're going to do a quilt square because it won't take long to bind this at all. So let's grab, we're just going to bind it with orange. We're going to go bind in orange. Purple and green. Purple and green. We can do purple and green. We can do purple and green. Purple and green. Purple and green it is, y'all. I will show y'all how to do a purple and green square. It to be cool. It to be cool. Oh, phone beanie. Phone beanie. Phone beanie. Worked out pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. So we're going to bind this and we're going to do a quilt square. What do you think for quilt for this square? Really, people? Okay. So now I guess there's really not a start or a stop on this. Yes, I will repost. I will repost. So, all right. So we're going to do the binding on this right quick. We're just going to do it pretty quickly. That way I can show you all how to do that quilt square too. That way I can show you all how to do the quilt square. So you fold on there, this is a 2.5 inch strip. You do just a 1/4 inch seam across the top. Thank you, Cynthia. So then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to do a fold. And then we're going to stitch across here. And then you're going to trim it and make sure that you have enough after you trim to do that fold on there. Thanks for the shares, y'all. So we're going to bind this right quick. So on the binding, once you do that straight stitch and then the fold here, you have a fold on both sides. So what you're going to do is on the binding, you just take and you fold it right there to your stitch. You're folding the raw edge right to the stitch. You fold it up. Then you turn it around. When you turn around, you just fold it down. And then you're going to do a stitch right across there. So let me clip that right quick. And I just do that double blanket stitch across there. And I'll go into more on binding and stuff again when we have a little bit more time. But it could be a cool quilt. It could be a cool quilt, Shannon. It could totally be a cool quilt. I don't know. I may go back to it and try it again. I don't know. If y'all want the video, let me know, because the quilt would be good. It could be. It could be. Oh, thank you. I have to say, binding, I was so scared of binding for the longest time. And when I finally figured out to bind this way, y'all, I'll tell you, it makes it where you're like, okay, I'll do a quilt, no biggie, because I can bind it fairly quickly. So I know back in the day, everybody did that. What do you call it? What is it? A blind stitch? Yay! Yes, try this method. Try this method. Once you do, you're going to be like, thank you, Carrie. And I'm going to be like, you're welcome. This is why I do these lives, y'all. To help y'all out and to put a smile on somebody's face and to hang out with y'all. I love sewing. And I love to share my passion. So, sewing is definitely my passion. If it's not, I've just lost my mind. Because I get up at 1:30 in the morning, y'all. I get up at 1:30 in the morning. So I'm able to do this. Okay. So there is that one. So now we'll go ahead and do the other side. We will get the other side done. We're going to use this one this time. This one. So again, we're putting a fold to start. Fold to start. Good morning, Nikki. I go to bed probably around 7:30, 8 o'clock. 7:30, 8 o'clock. So we're gonna trim it. That way you have enough for that fold. Local quilt shops. Local quilt shops are on A. They have all kinds of different variegated threads. Okay, so now what we've done, we've sewn the other side. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the Christmas corner, y'all. I'm calling it Christmas corners. So you're going to take and you're going to fold that corner. You're going to fold it like this. And then you're going to fold the other one like that too. So you have both corners folded like that. 2.5, Becky. And then you're going to take and you're going to fold this up. You're folding that raw edge up to that seam that you just stitched. That raw edge up to that seam that you just stitched. And you're putting in those Christmas corners. I'm calling them Christmas corners. Once you do that, you fold it up. And when you fold it up, you're going to turn it around here. And with the quilt, when you're doing a quilt, you kind of do one side and then you work your way back the other way. So then you come in this way. But y'all, it gives you a corner. So what you're going to do is you're going to stitch down that corner and then stitch all the way over and then stitch back up the other corner. So it gives you your corner there. So let me clip this right quick. Trim those thread. Trim the thread. And I'll go over it again on the other side. I'll go over it again on the other side for you. If you missed it, we can go over it again. You just got to remember I'm calling them Christmas corners. I'm calling them Christmas corners, y'all. Clip that there. Clip that there. Christmas corners, Christmas corners. Because you can see, you have that Christmas corner there. Yay, I'm so glad, Miss Nancy. I am so glad. That makes me happy. That completely makes me happy that I'm able to help y'all. So depends on how it depends on the corner. So I'm going to take this corner and I'm going to go like halfway up. You'll see it's like halfway up is how far I'm going. And then, so it just goes like halfway. So probably inch and a quarter up, maybe an inch and a quarter up. And then you do an inch and a quarter on the other side. So you have an inch and a quarter on one side. And like I said, you can do the same thing on there. So, and then once you do that, you're going to take and you're going to fold your fabric, that raw edge, up to your seam. So you see where it's stitched there? So you're putting that raw edge right to that stitch. And then once you do that, you fold it up. You fold it up like this. Yeah. Once you fold it up like that, you fold it around, you're going to see, you see your raw edge is actually behind that stitch. It's behind that stitch. So then you're going to just take and you're going to fold it over. And when you fold it over, you get those corners there. So it's hard to hold it and show y'all. It is hard to hold it and show y'all. So let me get it folded right quick. Now we see, just kind of play with it. Kind of play with it. No, the Christmas corner, or that corner doesn't get folded to the raw edge. So you fold it like kind of halfway down, and then once you do that halfway down, you bring in the raw edge over to there. Yeah. And then once you do that, you have your fun, handy dandy corner. Your fun, handy dandy corner. And then what you do is just stitch down that corner, stitch all the way across, and then back up that corner. So that's what we're going to do here. Clip that one. So we're going to come back over here, and we're going to go back to that double blanket stitch, y'all. Going back to that double blanket stitch. Y'all know it's my favorite stitch. Y'all know it's my favorite stitch. And on the bottom, I had somebody ask me yesterday, the bottom thread, I always do whatever your bottom fabric is on your quilt, because this is what I use for my quilts too. Whatever that bottom fabric is on your quilt, that's the color of thread I make or use. That is the color of thread that I use. So, or sometimes I like to use the color of thread that kind of makes it pop out. So I know I did a quilted, it was a quilted wall or window quilt for somebody on here, and I actually used white thread on the black. I don't know, I just thought it made it pop, so I thought it was kind of cool. Hopefully she likes it. I'm hoping that she likes it too, so hopefully. So we're going to stitch up here. That one. So as you see, that one. So as you see what it does? It gives you that corner. When you fold over that Christmas corner, I'm calling it Christmas corner. When you fold it over and then fold it again, it gives you that corner on there, and it makes it kind of cool. Makes it kind of cool. So you are very welcome. You are very welcome. They said that's my total goal, is to help y'all out. If I can help y'all out, it makes me happy. Makes me happy. I'm gonna turn it here. This is gonna be a kind of a cool hot pad, y'all. Kind of a cool hot pad. And then I'm going to show y'all how to do another square. We're going to learn how to do a square. Okay. Good morning, good morning. Okay, so it worked. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. So not perfect, but that's okay. It's still okay. Still okay. Okay, so now what are we going to do? We're going to have some fun. We are going to go back to a straight stitch. I'm going to go back to a straight stitch, and I'm going to show y'all. We're going to make a square. So we have a purple and we have a green. So what we're going to do is we're going to sandwich these together, y'all. We're going to sandwich these together, just like this. I'm going to put clips. That way they stay. That way they stay together when we're sewing. Because what you're going to do now, and you're going to question me on it, but I promise you it works. What we're going to do now is we are going to actually stitch this closed. We are going to completely, thanks Suzanne, we are going to completely, this is a 12-inch square. These are 12-inch squares here, y'all. So, oh my gosh, thank you. I love the cake. It just looks like, oh, so fluffy. It's like a fluffy cake. So that is so cool. Thank you. Okay. So what we're going to do is, this is, oops. I completely missed the fabric. Completely missed the fabric there. So we're going to put that there. Okay. So we have two 12-inch squares. We have sandwiched them right sides together. And now what we're going to do is we're going to stitch all the way around it. We're going to close it up. We are going to close this up. I promise you though, y'all are fixing to see what this square makes. Because this is one of my favorite squares to make. And we're just going to do a 1/4 inch seam all the way around it, y'all. We're going to do a 1/4 inch seam all the way around it. I need a starter and a stopper though. I need a starter and a stopper. So I'm going to cut me a starter and a stopper here. I like to fold my starter, and I on the starters and stopper, I like it to be 2 pieces. I like it to be 2 pieces on there, because a single piece, it just, I don't know, it just doesn't work as well. Doesn't work as well. 12-inch squares, 12-inch squares. We're doing 12-inch squares. So we're going to start there. So we're just going to do a 1/4 inch seam all the way around. We're going to close this square up. We are going to close this square up. Turn it this way. Turn it this way. We may have time for me to show you 2 different squares, because there is 2 different squares that I do sewing them together. I actually think I'll have time. I think we'll have time to do both. I might show you all how to do both of them here. So then we're going to stitch it this way. Okay. So now we've stitched this together. Let's go back to the cutting mat. So we're going to go back to the cutting mat here. Right? Isn't it fun, Nancy? So there's actually 2 different squares that you can do this way. 2 different squares that you can do this way. So what we've done is we've taken a 12-inch square, 2 12-inch squares. We've sandwiched those 2 12-inch squares together, and we've completely closed it up. Now you're sitting there thinking, how's this going to work? How is this going to work? Let me show you. So we're going to do one way, and then I'm going to show you how to do a second square. So there's 2 different squares that you can do doing this. So let's do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this square, and we're going to go this way. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to have, is this going to work? Is my cutting mat big enough? Hopefully my cutting mat is big enough. So you're going to go corner to corner. You're going to go corner to corner here. And you're going to take that rotary cutter. You're going to take the rotary cutter and you're going to actually cut. So we're going to cut all the way that way. Now we're going to turn it this way. And we're going to cut all the way this way. And we're going to turn that iron on. So now what we're going to do is go to the pressing mat. So this is where it turns out cool, guys. This is where it turns out cool. So we're going to press, I'll get these pressed. What we're going to do is we're going to go this way. So we have a purple and a triangle. So you've got 2 triangles here. So now we're going to take green. Can y'all see this? There we go. Is that better? So we're going to put green and purple there. I never liked doing triangles, but now I'm like, I can do triangles all day long, y'all. I can do triangles all day long. So there's that one. Down there. And we're going to take this one. Put that one there. So is that not a pretty square? Is that not a pretty square, y'all? So you've taken two 12-inch squares, you've sandwiched them right sides together, and then we are going to actually press these out, and then we're going to stitch these together. So now this is a little trick that I do. Isn't that pretty? Isn't it pretty? So what we're going to do is we are going to go that way. Then we're going to go this way. So what we want to do is I'm going to put, this is my trick. So I put two clips on the side that I'm going to sew. Two clips on this side. And then you sit there and go, it's like when you go to your sewing machine, because this is where the trick comes into play. So when you're stitching a bunch of squares together, you're like, you know, you want to do like 10 squares together. What you do is you put your two clips on the side that you're going to go and sew. But then you're like, okay, I got to sandwich these together. Where do I sandwich these together? So what you do is you take and put a clip on the side that these two sandwich together at. Because once you get it over to the sewing machine, you're like, okay, I've got these sewed together. And then you're like, wait a minute, which ones go together? So then you'll know that when you unfold it, you'll actually clip them right there together. So let's go back over and get these sewed, and we'll sew them together too and come back and press, and then you'll see the square. And then I'll show you all how to do another square. Let's come back this way. Yes, I figured that one out one day. So two clips. So we're going to sew. Just remember where the two clips are is where you're fixing to sew. And then you have your other clip where you're actually going to sandwich them together, where you're going to sandwich those together. So let's go ahead and sew these together. Make sure that they're straight here. And when you're doing a bunch of squares, you can actually go through and get them all sewed together and just do like a streamline there. Take this one. We're going to do an X block quilt one day. I want y'all to see how that one works. Okay, so this is where those other clips come into play. So now you have these sewed together, and sometimes they get mixed up. So then you come back here and you're like, well, how do I know which one goes through? How do I know which one? So you have a clip here and you have a clip here. So those are the two sides that'll sandwich together. So I'm going to have this side is up top. So I'm going to say, okay, so that side right here, so this is where the clip was. So now I'm going to come back to this one. The clip was up top. So I know that I'm sandwiching these together, and I'm going to stitch across right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and clip these together, and I'm going to line up, and I'm going to open these seams. I'm going to line up these right here. Some depending on what square I'm doing, some of them I open the seams, some of them I don't open the seams. So I think it all depends on which one you're doing as to whether you have to or not. So I'm going to clip that together there. Come across here. Get this clipped here. Then come over here and clip this side. Here. Okay, so we have these all clipped together. So we're going to sew across that one. We're going to sew right across that one. Now I'm going to figure out what to do with these now too, because this is a gorgeous square, y'all. This is a gorgeous square. All right, back over to the pressing mat, y'all. Back over to the pressing mat. Okay. How about my shirt? See, this is life is better when I'm quilting, right? Yeah, I know, right? So here's the quilt square, but let me get it pressed. We got to get this thing pressed because, y'all, this is just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I get excited when we do these squares because it's like, ah, isn't that fun? Okay. So let's press this one out. And again, a little trick when you're pressing. A little trick when you're pressing. I think I showed y'all yesterday. So when you're pressing open those seams, you take the nose of that iron, you kind of put it there, and you kind of just move it back and forth. Move it back and forth. And it goes right there for you. You come and do this one over here. And then we'll do that other side here. So you just open one end of there. When you get one end of here, you just keep moving back and forth like this. And you don't have to press open all of it. You just get the one started. Once you get it started, it moves along. Moves right along there. So. Oh my gosh. I am loving the purple and green. I am loving the purple and green. There it is. That is gorgeous. Absolutely, we could do that. Cynthia, add that one to our list. Different squares. I could show you how to do multiple squares. That one we could do. Okay. So we have that one. So how about if I just show you how to do one more square? You want to learn how to do one more? We can do one more. And it's the same process. Same process, y'all. Oh, you're very welcome. You are very welcome. So, all right, we're going to do one more. One more. So what we're going to do is, let's take two different other colors. We're going to take two different other, how about we do red and yellow? I like red and yellow. We're going to do red and yellow. So we're going to do the same thing again. So we're going to take a red one and a yellow one here. We're going to sandwich these together. And we're going to go back over there and we're going to sew it together exactly like we just did this one. But the next step is a little different. That next step is a little different. It's going to give you a different square. It'll give you a different square. So let's go sew these together right quick. Okay. So we're going to stitch around. I'm not going to clip it, so I think we'll be okay. And again, we're just doing a 1/4 inch seam all the way around. You're going to close it completely up. You have two 12-inch squares. You can do a 12-inch square, and it could be any size square. It could be any size square, y'all. That would be a fun day, me showing you guys how to do a few different squares. Because I've got a few in my toolbox here. I got a few in my toolbox that we can do. So we're going to do this one. 1/4 inch seam all the way around this one, y'all. And this is an easy square to do that stitches out really pretty. And you can make a quilt really quick with this. Especially if you're using a 12-inch square, y'all. 12-inch squares I think they end up 14-inch squares. I think 2 12 end up a 14, I believe, if I'm correct. We'll measure the squares. We'll measure the squares on there. Okay, back over here. So I know last time we took and we did we took and we did this, and then we actually cut it. This time we're going to do something a little different. We're actually going to draw lines. So we're going to lay this out here. We're going to lay this out like this. You're going to take your ruler. So you're going to take this ruler, and you need a pen. Pen, marker, chalk, whatever you want. And you're going to go corner to corner here. And we're going to take and we're going to draw a line. We're going to draw a line here. So we're going to go corner to corner, draw a line. And then we're going to turn it the other way. And we're going to draw a line again. We're going to draw a line again. And you're just going corner to corner on here. Okay, so we've now drawn a line straight across. And so we have two sides sewed together. So now you're going, what are we going to do now? Well, let me show you. I got to get these other scissors here. So we're going to take, and this is the hardest part of this process. The hardest part of this process. So you're going to take and you're going to grab one side of the fabric and one side of the fabric. So as you see, I've got this one over here and this one over here. So, because you don't want to cut that back fabric when you're doing this, because this process, you're trimming with these here. So you're going to take and you're going to find that line. So you see how you have that line right here? And what you're going to do is you're going to just snip it right there. Just snip it like here. Just big enough to get them in there. Just big enough to get them in there. So then what we're going to do is we're going to follow those lines. You're going to follow those lines all the way to the edge, but don't cut the seam. Go all the way to the edge, right to that seam. So as you can see, I've trimmed all the way to the edge, but I didn't go through the seam. So we're going to do all four sides. We're going to do all four sides this exact same way. This gets it where, see if you can actually do a straight line. It's like, can you do a straight line? I'm not sure. I'm not sure here. Depends. May need more coffee. But, right? That would make a really pretty baby blanket. And the thing is, we may add something in the middle of this one, because we may add something in the middle of this one. Look, y'all. Right? So we're fixing. We're gonna grab one of these. I've got a whole drawer of DTF, so we're gonna grab one out. But let's press it first. Let's get it pressed. Right? Is that not cool? I'm thinking that would be fun next week. Let's do a day of quilt squares. We're going to do a day of quilt squares. We are going to see how many quilt squares we can do in a day. I'll show y'all. I've got quite a few easy quilt squares to do. Quite a few easy quilt ones to do. So we will just do that. We will do quilt squares one day. That'll be lots of fun. Lots of fun. Right? And then we're going to be like, oh, I have this quilt I want to do with that one. I have this quilt I want to do with that one. So many different ones. So many different ones. So many, so many. I'm loving this red and yellow, y'all. I am loving the red and yellow. But I need to look because I have a really cool transfer that we're going to put on here. See if I can find it right quick. See if I can find it right quick. That is really pretty. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Because I have, where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? Getting. Okay, we're grabbing my stack out, y'all. We're grabbing my stack out. I need to organize my drawer. Okay, so we're not doing Halloween because this is the last day of Halloween. But I'm almost thinking that one would be fun. I don't want Halloween. I'm not wanting Halloween. There's so many Halloween. Anybody want some Halloween? There they are. Too many Halloweens. I don't know how I ended up with so many Halloweens. Okay. How to do these? So, thinking that one. I don't know. The cow one. So, we have a few. I'm kind of liking him too. Right? I think we do that one. Thinking we do him. If we added him on here, we're going to center him here. Oh my gosh, this is going to be cute, y'all. This one is going to be cute. Okay, so we're going to get him all pressed on here. I said it presses on cotton, so this should press on fairly good. Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh, okay. I just got excited because this is like, oh my gosh. Oh, that one's like way too small there. I need a piece of fabric. I need a piece of fabric that is big enough. Let's take one of these. That works. You always want to put another piece of fabric over it once you've got it on there, and then give it another press. That way it sets it into your fabric. Make sure it gets all set into there. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm, yeah. Holy cow. Y'all. Is that not cute? So yes, these were 12-inch squares. These were 12-inch squares, and let's measure how big these turned out. Let's measure how big these turned out. Because I think both squares actually ended up turning out the exact same size. Well, no, the red and yellow one is a little bit bigger than the other one. So, right? That one's exciting. That is exciting. Let's see how big this is. Let's see how big this is. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16-inch square. It is a 16-inch square. Yeah, right. I think it is a, yeah, I can't say that word, but yes. I am excited. So excited. Now what do I do with this square? What do I do with this square? Y'all, we could make a bag. We could totally make a bag. Is that not cute? Cute, cute, cute. I'm excited. I'm excited. I don't know how many I have. Tote bag, yes. I think we make a tote bag with it. What is tomorrow? How about we do a tote bag tomorrow? Y'all want to do a tote bag with this tomorrow? We could totally make a tote bag with this tomorrow. Okay, let's do a tote bag with this tomorrow. What we could do is we'll make another one of these squares. That way the back of it is exactly the same. Do we do a cow on both sides or just one side? Because what we could do is we could do this square, quilt it. I know. We're going to add rope to it. We'll integrate rope somehow or another. Make him functional. Both. Yes. Dolly, send me a message. I'll let you know where I got it. How cute. Oh my gosh. I'm excited. Excited. Okay. So, y'all. How much fun. Yeah, exactly. Right? Nikki, I agree. So we integrate, how did I put it on there? We can put one on the other one too. Are you asking how we put this on here? What's your question, Miss Jeanette? So let's do another one. Hold on. Let me put one on something. We can do one on something. Hold on. I don't know. We don't want to put one on that one. Hold on. We'll put one on something. And I'll use it for something. Something. Transfer. There we are. Okay. Hold on. We're going to find, I do not. No, I don't. So these are actually, we're going to do that one. Oh my gosh. We're going to do that one. These I actually get. I actually get these, and they are DTF transfers. So if you Google DTF transfers, you'll see. Oh, is that going to be big enough? That is going to be big enough. Okay. So we're going to add this one on here. I'll show you. So I'm just going to take a piece of 12-inch cotton here. Thank you. I have to be careful what I say because I get dinged. So I have to be careful what I say. And I don't want to get blocked and then you guys can't see me no more and I can't see you guys no more. So, okay. So we take that piece of fabric and then you take this, which is a DTF transfer. Google DTF transfer. And then we're going to put, we're going to put this right on top of the piece of fabric. Right on top of the piece of fabric. And then we're going to take and press this on here because it has sticky stuff on the back. It has sticky stuff on the back. I'm not exactly sure what it is because I don't print them myself. Fabric I print, I don't print DTF transfers. So we're going to get this all pressed. Once we get it pressed, we'll pull it off here. And these are the ones that I was saying, if you have these on a quilt, you need to make sure that you wash in cold water. You need to make sure that you wash in cold water. Because if you need to wash in cold water and also line dry. Because if you throw them in the dryer, they said after a couple times they'll start cracking on you and you don't want that. But if you just do them the other way. I'm going to take this one. Once you get it on there, you want to take and iron this way. It sets in that transfer on there. Sets it in on there for you. That way it stays. Then, there. then you have it on there. We may be making a couple. Right? It's kind of cute. Kind of cute. Green and red would be cute too, right? So we might have to do something with her too. We might have to do something with her. So, but fun day. We've had a fun day, y'all. I appreciate y'all all hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. I'm going to move that because it's like throwing right in there. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with us today. We did a little phone beanie to stand. So then we did a quilted square. That was kind of fun. That was kind of abstract. So that one was kind of abstract. So I don't know. I may have to figure out how to do that one. I may have to figure out how to do that one. So thank you. Thank you. Then we made some squares. So tomorrow is rope day. And I think on the schedule for tomorrow was actually what do you call it? Christmas ornaments or something. I don't know. Well, we may do an off day tomorrow. We might do a quilted handbag ornaments. Yes. Quilted handbag with the ropes. We'll make a rope. Maybe we'll do the rope as the handle. So what do you guys think about that? Because y'all, I'm sorry, I have to do something with this. We have to do something with this. Unless you want to do it next week. Your choice. What do you guys want to do? You want to do the quilted handbag tomorrow with rope? Okay. All right. As long as you guys are okay with that. Because that just means we got to make another. Okay. So we'll have to make another one of these squares. Okay, we're doing tomorrow. We'll do tomorrow because what we'll do is we'll actually quilt it and we'll Miranda it. We'll do the Miranda. We'll do hand quilting. We'll do hand quilting on it. And then we'll make a bag. And then we will add a rope handle to that bag. So thank you, Miss Amy. Thank you. Thank you. So I think it'll be cute. It's going to be a cute bag. Cute bag. So we'll have some fun with that. And if we have time, we'll make a little bag. Maybe we'll make a little bag with her. Oh my gosh, how cute is she? She is just cute. So yes, it'll be fun. Okay, we're going to have some fun tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, y'all. Tomorrow is Friday. So we got to have some fun with that tomorrow. Right? Right? So super, super fun. Alrighty. Y'all have a wonderful day. Happy Thursday to you. I hope all y'all have a wonderful day and I hope work goes well for you or whatever you're doing. So if you're out traveling, be careful, please. And thank you again for joining my lives. I really appreciate y'all. And I will see y'all tomorrow morning. Have a good one.